Well, I made this little LED thing with fast blinking LEDs. I got a string here because I'm going to hang this up. So sorry, it's the finished product. I wasn't even sure if it was going to work, and that's just my house number that I put on there. And these are the fast blinking. I don't know if you can see that in there. Oh, put it this way. There we go. I may need some more light on that, but you can buy these on Amazon or eBay. Got 100 of them. I used about 97 of them here. These are 5mm LEDs, multicolor, fast flash, and they're 3 volt to 3.2 volt and 20 milliamps. Now, normally, and of course, here's my back of it here. You can see my soldering isn't anything great, but got them all on there. And normally what you'd have to do, well, prior to that, let's plug this in here and take a look at this and see how this guy looks here. So if I can. So there it is. Lights up, changes color, whatever. Multicolor. I'm trying to hold this up with the camera and see if this is going to work. And it just blinks and changes color. And I have this hooked up here. I have this wired up in the back. I have the numbers basically to one circuit and the edge to another circuit. I wasn't sure if there was going to be enough power and I'd have to do 2 separate power sources. But you notice there are no resistors on here. How is that possible? And I'm just a novice, and the only thing I learned is what I learned watching YouTube videos. I don't know anything about resistors or any of this other stuff here, but normally you'd have to put resistors on all of these. But I saw this one, and I'll put a link down in the description from another guy who made one, and he described it in Hindi. But, you know, you can pretty much understand what he's doing, and you can do some of the closed captions to get some English on it there. But he didn't use any resistors, and he used 9 volts, and I'm using 5 volts here, and I'll show you that in a minute. So it's like, well, how are you going to do this without any resistors? Won't that, you know, blow it out or something? I think what this is, and I have all of these powered on one line here, and that all of these aren't on at the same time. Each one is just drawing current, and then they're all interspersed. So they're not all drawing current here at the same time. So they're not always all on, and they're blinking, and different things are happening, and some of the colors, I don't know. I'm not sure how all this works, but no resistors. And it's done in parallel. So all the pluses are connected together and all the negatives are connected together. And in the numbers, I had to use some jumpers to make sure negative to negative and positive to positive. But around the perimeter, I just have 2 leads on there. So that works out pretty good. So it works. There you go. There's about 97 of them. And let's turn this off here now. And because I just had it plugged in here. This was an old cord I had here, some old pieces laying around, and this was an old USB cable that I cut and put soldered some wires and some old contacts from an old computer here that seemed to work well. And what I'm using here is I bought a lot of these plugs from Amazon. And you just plug them in. I got 2 USB outlets, and you may not be able to see it on here. I don't know if that's going to come in clear or not, but I'm going to read that to you here in a second. And let's turn it around this way. Maybe you can see that then. I don't know. But anyhow, it says its output is DC 5 volts. And 2.1 amps, but I think that's 2.1 amps total. So if you plug, you know, something in here and something in here, they're, you know, sharing that 2.1 amps. And I wasn't sure if that would be enough coming out of here to light this up. So what I did is I have another one plugged in over here, and I'm going to plug the lights back in so you can see it here. I have my my little soldering magnifying holder that has an LED light on it that's you know, is plugged into the same outlet, and it has a magnifying glass with an LED light, and it has a low and a high setting. So I'm going to put it on the low setting, and it doesn't affect the lights. The lights are still lighting up, no problem. So I'm going to put it on the high setting, and same thing. You know, the lights are still lighting up, not a problem. They all seem to be good. And very nice. Maybe a little bit slower there. I don't know. Hard to tell. Yeah, it's a little bit faster. No, I don't think it's any difference there. They're just randomly flashing. They're just all parallel mounted. Took a board here and just connect all the positives and connect all the negatives. And then I did, like I said, I did 2 leads because I wasn't sure if I was going to have enough power, and then put them down into this little joint here where it comes out to just 2 leads that I can plug in here, and there it is here. All right, this is not the camera I normally use here, so that's why. But there it is. Don't need any resistors. There's the LEDs. Pretty neat. Very bright, very colorful, super bright. If you're looking directly at it, it is super bright here, yeah. Okay, it's enough of me talking. All right, bye-bye.